evokes. Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man. Your service. Not only your service, but the service of the wee husky dog, which is reclining next to me here. Can you see? Can you see? Lift your little head up. Yes, yes. There she is. Now, do forgive my, once again, topless, demeanour. It's because the heat is just phenomenal. The heat is just phenomenal. It's really, really hot at the moment. And I am now on location in the cinema room. What you can't see is all behind you. Great big screen, speakers across here, speakers all the way around. But this is the one bit, this is ironically the one bit of the house which is not bedecked in movie memorabilia. As you can see, there is a Parisian display behind us. Not a movie poster, but there are stuff around the rest of the room. Hey, we've got to allow Mrs. Kilt-Man at least one bit of space which she can call her own. One little bit of, European flavour and culture. Anyway, folks, now I know I said before on a previous video I had loads of packages arrive today. I did. And I opened them as well. And they are absolutely, truly astonishing. But you'll see what was in them. But I'm not going to do that right now. Because what I did get today, which I didn't really realise I was going to get, was some batteries. I'm sorry, if I look off camera, which would be over yonder that way, it's the Kilted clan are all doing things out there. There's things happening upstairs. Mrs. Kilt-Man is there, looking absolutely resplendently gorgeous in her little yoga leggings. I should turn the camera around so you can see, but that would probably border on pornographic, so we won't bother with that. But yeah, got some batteries today. No connection to porn there, by the way. And what they were special batteries, yes, for something which I haven't seen or used for a long time. Because what we have down here, in fact, I'm going to show you the box it came in. Can you see that? This is a Master Replicas effects sting from Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings sting, if you will. And of course, this is the blade, the elvish blade, which Gandalf gives to Bilbo, who then gives it to Frodo, and glows blue whenever orcs are near. And it's times like those when you must be totally careful. That isn't the line, but obviously when orcs are near, be ultra careful if you can. So we have subdued lighting, as you may have detected, because I'm going to show you this thing now. There it is. There is the Master Replicas sting. So you have the elvish leaf pattern going around there, the gorgeous pommel. Unscrew that, the batteries go in there, 2 batteries. Lovely cross guard. Elvish scroll on one wing. On the other side, it's on the opposite wing, the way it works. Elvish scroll spiraling along the blade. It's a polycarbonate blade. So you have the blades inside there, obviously polycarbonate, with an outer shell around it because this thing glows. So it's actually bigger. Now you've got to remember that Sting itself as a sword is a sword in the hands of a hobbit, but it's really a dagger in the hands of a man. So, to give you some kind of context on that, I have another replica of Sting. Now this is a proper sized replica. So, in the hands of a man, that is nice and small. It basically is just a dagger. As I've shown you before, now this has got all the same designs all upon it, and it is lovely. It is lovely. And it's also it's actually surprisingly sharp as well. Not on the double-edged blade, but on the point. So you've got to be careful if you get one of these. But no, so that in effect is the size, the 1-to-1 scale, that in a hobbit's hand that would be like a sword. In a man's hand, And, you know, I'm a man, but I'm quite small in height. Although I'm beefed up to hell, you know. But yeah, so that's what it is. So look at the difference now. Much bigger. Now the reason why it's much bigger is because it has all the electronics in there. So all the things to make this glow and make sound effects are housed within this casing. And you have two settings on it, two settings. Oh, before I go any further, the shape of the blade, I have to say, in previous videos I have banged on about the Greek Xiphos blade, which is the leaf-shaped blade. I've gone at length about that in the past, and I have several, but I love this type of blade. You know, obviously I've got other Lord of the Rings swords, I've got bastard swords, I've got hand and a half and two-handed and claymores and cutlasses, rapiers. I've got all sorts of swords, but I do like this particular style most of all, which is the Greek Xiphos shape. I just find it so appealing, aesthetic, and you know, it just seems to be more, I don't know, aerodynamic, glory dynamic, arterial dynamic, if you will. But anyway, back to this. Now, you've got two settings on it. A little button here, right? Turn it onto that, and you get your typical all your clanging noises. Flip it on. Shit. Now, that kind of does mean that orcs are near. Now, ordinarily, I'd say Mrs. Kilt-Man, but she's looking so unbelievably adorable and gorgeous today that I can't even make that joke because she looks amazing. But look at this. That's a beautiful, what does it do? Glows blue, you know? Look at that. Now, Master Replicas do a lot of the lightsabers too, and I have a lightsaber as well. I have the Luke Skywalker Empire Strikes Back. Again, it's blue, the lightsaber. I'll show you that at some point, and that is, I am no longer the huge Star Wars fan that I once was, and I don't mind admitting that. I'm just not a huge fan of Star Wars anymore. But I do love that lightsaber, and I do love Empire Strikes Back. So I'm happy to have it. And I think it's one of the best as well. I know you've got all the other shaped ones. You've got the Darth Maul one. You've got the Count Dooku one. You've got Mace Windu's one with the banana shaped, you know, hilt on it. But I like Luke's standard one from Empire Strikes Back with that gorgeous, beautiful, ethereal blue. And it's the same sort of thing as this. In fact, you can imagine, we've scared the husky. And even with the blue and this sort of like, you know, this kind of warning, watch out, orcs about sound effect, you've still got and they're great. And because of this toughened polycarbonate shell, you know, it can withstand quite a bit of, you know, obviously don't go smashing it into concrete, don't go having epic sword fights, you know, but, you know, a bit of bang and clash, and, you know, just to show people, hey, look, it makes these sound effects too. It's a great bit of kit. I don't know if you can pick it up on that, but the Elvish scroll does actually light up as well, so you can see it pretty well. You know, but that you probably can't see in this ridiculous half light. But find the halfling, find the halfling. It's a bit of let's for you there. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you this because it's quite old now. Because obviously I got this, you know, when the films first came out, and obviously I got lots and lots of merchandise. I did a Lord of the Rings thing a few months ago, at the Lairds and Moria Orc mask, and I was trying to find the One Ring, because I've got the One Ring with the proper like Elvish scroll on it as well. And well, what did Gandalf say? Keep it secret, keep it safe. Well, I took that a little bit too literally. I've kept it so secret and so safe that I can't find the fucking thing. And I've got various incarnations of that ring as well, and I can't find any of them. This is what happens, you know, when you collect stuff, you have all of your memorabilia, your merchandise. Inevitably, without a proper storage facility and a proper catalogue indexing system, stuff is going to get mislaid and never seen again. Anyway, our house here, la, is like, you know, when they put the Ark into the big hangar at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it's just one wooden case amongst millions. Yeah, that's kind of like the artifact rife, you know, museum that is Kilt Mansion. But here you are. Thought I'd show you this. Isn't it a great noise? Now there is, I don't know if you can see here, you probably can't see, maybe slightly, there's two little specks of dirt inside it. Now they're not scratches. Somehow or other, and I don't know how it's happened. Oh, it's turned itself off. Let's be sure it still works. Yeah, obviously there's a bit of a time limit on it. That's probably a good thing to save battery life. Let's turn it off again. But somehow or other, some dirt has got inside that outer shell. How? I don't know. Maybe you should ask street magician Dynamo, you know, how he can put things inside sealed units. Because somehow or other, or David Blaine even, because they got in there somehow, I don't know how, and I can't get them out. Now there's some kind of Tolkien-esque magic for you, some kind of sorcery. But yeah, thought I'd show you. Little bit of, you know, bit of bling, literally it goes bling. But isn't it nice? It's a nice replica. Oh, if I can. I will show you the lightsaber as well at some point. But I also like that. That is a very good replica as well. Proper good blade. There is a tang to this, and it does extend quite some way down the hills, which is nice because it gives it a lot more stability, you know. As a sword, it's very small, obviously, but as quite a long dagger, as a fighting knife, that is actually really good, and you could do a lot of damage with it. You know, it is just like an exceptionally long dagger with a lot of cutting ability. Sorry, I'm going into the intricacies of, you know, blade fighting and, you know, bladesmanship, and that's nice. That is a really nice replica. I think that's great. Especially, I like this. I like the fact that it's done to scale. It's done as it would be held by the Hobbit. So in a Hobbit's hand, it would be a sword, but in our hands, you know, unless Warwick Davis, you're watching this, I love you, Warwick. I love you. I did meet you one time. I've got a story about that, but I bet you've forgotten. But yeah, but in our hands, that is just basically quite a lovely but long dagger. A fighting knife, a proper fighting knife that has a lot of capabilities. And, oh, I didn't show you, it has the proper scabbard as well. Lovely scabbard. Suede leather bound, intricately embroidered and decorated. And it's lovely, and it makes a great, you know, a great solid snap. That's the snap. And also, if you want, it didn't do it. Sort of. You know, I was going for the cinematic whing, because they really shouldn't do that. It's just, it's a bit of cinematic rhetoric. But there you go. There's some good stuff. That, incidentally, the Master Replica you know, effects version does come with a display plinth as well, which you can mount the sword on, and it's very nice too. That is somewhere else in the house, alongside the one ring, of which I have several. I have several one rings, but that's gone missing as well. So these things are around. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave that for now because I just thought, you know, because they're quite unusual batteries that go into this. And all you do to get the batteries in, you just twist that and they fit in there. Put that back on and there you go. Let's do the half again, half switch. Good effect, isn't it? See, now it varies, and you can do a sustained clang and drag it down. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, I think you got the gist of it there. But of course, the thing about it is, do you know what I really love? I reviewed this film, and it's, you know, it's not a great film, but it's great good fun. Hawk the Slayer, British fantasy movie. At the height of the Dungeons and Dragons heyday of the 70s, this film was made, and it's not a great film at all, but it's tremendously vigorous and inventive, imaginative fun. And there's a sword in it called the Mind Sword, which on the hilt, I have discussed it. If you troll back many, and I mean hundreds of videos ago, you will see my review of that movie. And on the pommel, it's a hand clutching a gemstone, which is the Mind Stone, and that glows, I think, green. I think it glows like a sort of emerald green, and it's just fantastic. And it's a great sword as well. And in all the vast array of movie swords and replicas that you can get, I've never seen one of that, and I would love one. Anyone who's out there who can make swords, please make me a Mind Sword, you know, from Hawk the Slayer. Make it make noises too, that'd be great. But no, just it is such a beautiful work of art. And, you know, this reminds me of it. But look at that, isn't that great? It's a lovely, cool blue. I mean, I want to put all the lights out, but, you know, what's the point? You can see how effective that is, how much it glows, and how beautiful it is, how soothing, how deadly, you know. So there you go, folks. Orcs are obviously near. Oh, they've gone. Orcs have gone. Danger over. No worries. Right. I'm going to see you all. Later. Which way is Mordor? In fact, fuck that. I'll get the eagles to take us. In fact, fuck that. I'm going to give the ring to the eagles and send them over. Hey, eagle, drop this down that bloody big fiery mountain. Go on, off you go. Job done. See you all later.